What's up, you guys? We're in a stuff with Donovan and Lindsay. We are here in a studio. This is pretty cool.
New setting.
Yeah. It's probably be a regular thing. I'm like, we only do this like once or twice a month now, so it's not like really a regular thing. But it is awesome that we are here, and today we are going to be doing childhood shenanigans.
Yeah, trip back down memory lane, just reflecting on the younger days. It's been a while now, my man. Holy, there's so many bands that are like releasing their 20-year anniversary songs and shit now, and I'm just like,
yeah. What do you? This is our 20-year anniversary.
Back. Holy,
I'm sorry I can't stay here.
Yeah, but welcome back, everybody. Glad to see y'all tuning in. I missed you guys. It's been a second I've seen you too, Don. God damn.
My work schedule has literally been me working in the morning some days now, and so it's been off and on. So like the days I am off, I'm just gonna go to sleep. Yeah. Get over here now.
I need you to get here. But yes, allude to that, man. I'm gonna be starting a new driving job.
Yeah.
To my boy over here.
Yeah, I won't be running away this time.
Yeah, it's gonna be good money, man. They're starting me off at 36.
Yeah.
So
that's more than I'm making, so.
No way.
Yeah.
What?
Because my route's simple. So I don't get paid a lot. Yeah. It's still 34. It's still way more than I was getting paid before. So,
yeah, sure. I'm so ready to see those checks without Amazon's crazy ass tax. My at 36, I was like, maybe I can convince Angel to come to Monument or something. At least, like, again, I don't know, Denver, that would like literally get rid of the entire reason I'm getting it. I'm like, is Monument that bad? I'll have to start looking, I'll have to start looking.
It's probably not that bad right now.
I did a quick little Google search, and it looks like it's about the same as. It looks literally the exact same.
So I guess that's still not too bad.
No, not at all. It was a quick little AI search, so you can't trust that because AI be bullshit. Between like 15 to 1800, I'm like, I was already paying 1300 for my little spots.
Yeah.
What's it going to Monument? And making extra money, And yeah, we'll see, man, because I've got Chuck. Shout out to Chuck Thomas and Garage Yama. If you guys ever need any like work, the dude Chuck has got his own little space now, his own little shop. That dude does good work, extremely good work, and on the low. That is a high recommendation. I've been having to work on my 2001 Buick Century, and to be honest, man, I don't trust no other mechanic shop or nothing, because they're like, your wiper fluid's out and they want to charge you $400 to fill that bitch up.
Your wiper fluid is out. We also just emptied out your transmission.
Yeah, they did that shit to me. It was crazy. The dealerships, man, they be trifling.
It's crazy what they did.
That'll be another time, though. That'll be another time. So, to get into it, just to ask you guys some questions, if you want to put it down in the comments. What were your guys' funniest childhood rules? That's something that we're going to be talking about here on the podcast today. The fake rules and parent logic. I'm sure you're probably seeing some of that stuff now. Any of that stuff come back up for you? Like, you ever see you reflecting some of that stuff with your kids?
So, yeah, kind of, a little bit. So, as far as it's so weird, actually being a parent and realizing all the stuff your parents had to do. So there's one thing that I had no idea about is you have to pay for the bus. For the kids to get, you have to pay for that. I had no idea.
That might be a new thing, man. I don't know. I feel like it was a little different back in the day.
Maybe, yeah. But when I saw out when Lola started going to, because they didn't take the bus because the school's right down the street when they were in grade school. Lola's in middle school now, and so she's got to go a little farther. But when we got that, hey, you got to pay for the bus. I'm like,
what? Paying for what?
Right, yeah. The 1 mile to get to school.
Easy, dude.
Oh, man. But, yeah. I definitely haven't been doing the same stuff my parents did. It was the same thing as far as like us not being home, like we're always working, me and Haley, but my parents are there. But the funny thing is, back when I was a kid, my grandparents lived down the street, so it was kind of the same thing.
Sure,
just not in the same house, but they were right there.
Yeah. Can't ever remember. I don't think me and my sister were ever like alone in the house. I mean, I guess when we got into like middle school, but like we were all going to school, and my mom and dad have both been teachers or like involved in the education programs and everything like that. So like we were always off. We were always in school, and they were at work at the same time. There was never any time where we were just chilling at the house alone.
Really?
I mean, I guess there was one time, and we had a cousin, like a distant cousin, babysit us for a second. But I can't lie, I snitched on her. But that's because like she literally did nothing, bro. Like, she was sitting there, she was on her phone, she was watching TV. There were a couple times where, like, we'd be trying to watch a show with her, and she'd be like, I don't want to watch that. Like, we're putting this on. It's like, all right, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, what's it? I remember there was one night where I ended up cooking dinner because I was hungry. I was hungry. I don't know if my sister ate with me, but, like, I told, what was her name? It was like, I'm pretty sure it was Felicia. But like, I was like, hey, I'm hungry. Can we get some food going? She's like, you know how to make it.
Yeah.
Like, a word? Okay. So I made the food, but then, yeah, I snitched. I was like, hey, mom, like, this chick ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
She ain't even cooking food. She ain't doing nothing. Like, she let me go through the kitchen and just ruin that place. Like, I'm pretty sure my mom got mad at me at first because, like, she was like, who did all these goddamn dishes and who didn't clean up? And I was like, I mean, that was me, but like, you know, I think I was like 10 at the time.
Yeah.
I could barely reach anything. So I was, you know, man, I've been short for a long time. That ain't never changed. But yeah, so I cooked, but like I didn't clean up. And once I told her that, yeah, there was no more babysitting.
Oh,
there
no.
was that. Then my mom sent us to a daycare, and it was actually pretty fun. That was actually pretty cool. Miss Elisa was her name. It was just some mom doing a daycare at her house, but it was a pretty fun time.
Yeah.
Pretty fun time. I'm trying to think, fake rules or parent logic. I mean, I don't really know if there's any fake rules, but like the one thing I can remember off the bat is like it was me. My sister wasn't like too much of a gamer or like into like, you know, TV or anything like that. It was me. I was the dude who was plugged in. And like I didn't have like a time limit, but the one thing I remember, man, is like when I finally got the PS2 and I was playing games on that shit, like it'd be school nights, but like I would be sneaky. Like I was in the basement. I was living in the basement at the old house, and like I would have the TV completely turned on mute. Nothing going on. I wouldn't be saying nothing. Even if I got mad, I would just like nothing. But like I'd be staying up late.
Yeah.
And like it'd be 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning randomly. My dad would come downstairs and like yell downstairs and like, Joshua, it's a school night, get to bed. And I'm like, how the hell did you know I was up, bro? Like I'm literally making zero noise. Like the TV's on mute. I'm not doing nothing. But like,
not this house.
no, it was a couple houses.
Okay.
Yeah, a couple. But yeah, he just had like this third sense, man. He would always just be, because it was the house that we were in. It was technically 4 levels. It was like a weird, like the middle level was like a weird little split. Like there was a living room, kitchen, and then there was like you go down literally like 3 steps, and there was like another living room. But like all their bedrooms were up on the top floor. I was all the way in the basement. And again, I wouldn't be making no noise for nothing, but this dude would just have a sixth sense. He'd wake up and I'd hear his footsteps, and I'm like, oh shit, trying to like pause, save the thing. No. I was never fast enough in here. I was like, Joshua, get your ass to bed right now. I'm like, dude, get your ass to bed. He'd be like, it's bedtime. And I'd be like, well, then go to sleep, dog.
What you talking about, old man? You need to go to bed.
I'm chilling. I'm fine. I didn't really ever have problems with school. Maybe, I mean, math, but like,
yeah,
that's the music condition right there. That's the musician condition. I'm trying to think though. Any fake rules? You got any? Were there any fake rules or weird parent logic for you?
Yeah, I think I've talked about this before with like when me and Jake were doing the podcast, but it wasn't really a fake rule, but it was a ghost rule, a rule that we thought we had to obey and we did it. but we always thought we had to ask our dad to play the Nintendo.
Yeah.
So anytime like he'd be out working, there was one time he was out working. He came home after work, and my dad, I don't know if he would like teleport. He would be like, you'd hear the car pull up, you hear the door close, and then all of a sudden he was at the front door, like in 2 seconds. Like he was right into the door. I'm gonna check these things.
Damn kids.
But there was one time that happened, but that's one of the fake rules. And like we were pulling out the controllers, we're like, oh gosh.
Oh man.
But that was definitely one of the biggest, I think, fake rule or ghost rule, I want to say. But yeah.
No, it was weird. I mean, there was one that it's whatever. It's just, it's not like I'll never forgive my father ever. But like, I remember, so yeah, back in the day, I had the Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1, and PlayStation 2. And right when Xbox came out, I was like, yo, can I get this? Like, I was like 12, bro. I was too young, too dumb to understand the consequences of my actions. But like the Xbox came out and I was like, Dad, can I get the Xbox? He's like, you only get the Xbox if you get rid of all these other gaming systems. I was like, yeah, you have too many now. You gotta get rid of everything. So my dumbass, I was like, well, all my friends are playing Halo, so screw it, let's go for it. And then yeah, like 2 weeks in, I was like, why the fuck did I do that?
Yeah.
God, so crazy. Now I'm back collecting them again and spending hundreds of dollars on retro gaming consoles. Yep. That's just all retro now. You know that?
Yeah.
That's all considered retro.
That's
we're old, boy. I mean, even the Xbox 360 is retro now. Yeah, we do. I think we do as well, actually. You still got the Kinect?
No, I don't.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, but we had that. No, wait. Maybe.
I think we still have it, but that thing's been packed up for years.
Yeah.
That thing's been packed up for absolute years. I remember the first time. PlayStation 2 did it with the iToy. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And it's crazy because that thing was so much better than anything that Xbox did with the Kinect.
And,
they literally just wanted to watch us.
Right.
They didn't give a damn what was going on with the games. They just wanted to survey us.
They said,
give us access to your personal life. Whatever, man. I'm trying to think. There weren't really any fake rules. I mean, I know I've always bitched and moaned about in my earlier years, like that my parents were strict. But to be honest, man, like it's a good thing they were strict. I would have been an absolute hellion if they weren't as strict as they were. So like, it's a good thing. My dad knew exactly what he was doing, even though I didn't get along with him very much. Like, he knew exactly what.
Yeah.
And my parents. Mom and my sister have told me that before too. They're like, you're literally like spitting image of your dad, like one for one. So he knew exactly what to do with me. So that's okay. The one thing I do remember is I'd get in trouble a couple times because like, that was, I guess, one rule that I didn't really understand. Like, they didn't want me hanging out with my friends that often. Like, I'd literally get like 1, maybe 2 hangouts per week when I was young, like anywhere through.
Were they like that?
Elementary? Not really, no. But like anywhere through elementary through like up till like maybe sophomore year of high school before I could drive myself. Yeah. They were like, no, like, you've already hung out once this week. Like, we're not doing that again. Like, I'm not driving your ass. And I'm like, dude, like, I'm supposed to be hanging out with friends.
Right.
I see them at school, sure, but we can have lives outside of that, right?
You'll see them later.
Yeah. And I remember my mom would get, it didn't happen often, but I do remember one time my mom got pissed at me because I had a couple friends over and I had asked, like, I brought my friends with me to go ask my mom if we could hang out the next day. And she said yes, but like as soon as they left, she's like, that's not really fair, Joshua. And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, you can't be asking your friends if you can hang out in front of your friends. Like, you're trying to make me look bad. And I'm like, well, you got me. Well, you got me because you're going to say no to anything anyway.
You're right.
And they're like, got you the one time. She would get real mad if I ever tried that again. I think I tried that like 1 or 2 more times, but she'd give you the parent look, the death stare.
Hey, Mom, can I?
Mm-hmm. And I'll be like, oh, never mind.
The what is that? Attack on Titan, the over the shoulder.
Yeah. Or like, What was it I was just about to say? There's that damn, I lost it. Whatever, it's all good.
Did you have a bedtime?
Not really, no. Not really a bedtime, but again, like anywhere past like 10 o'clock, like I had to be super sneaky.
Yeah.
Super sneaky. Like they wouldn't tell me that I had to go to bed or like that there was a curfew or nothing like that, but like anything past 10 o'clock, I was getting yelled at. So
that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I don't remember like having a bedtime because we'd all just be kind of like, I remember sleeping on the couch. I remember, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'd be watching Adult Swim, that's how I got into anime, watching Inuyasha and stuff like that. Cowboy Bebop.
They would not let us watch Adult Swim. That's why we had to have the TV on mute all the time, because as soon as it hit 9:30, they're like, no more cartoons. It's over with. Like,
it's like, now it's time for the real cartoon.
Right. Like, I could watch it, but like I'd have to be like up on the TV.
Right,
like,
yeah.
Volume at 1. Like, what are they saying? That was so much of an effort that I was like, screw it. What I ended up doing is I just wake up hella early before school.
Yeah.
Watch Adult Swim before it ended. And that's how I got into it. I would get up at like 4 or 3:30 in the morning because there's
catch one of these shows.
There was Gurren Lagann and there was Gundam that was on.
Oh yeah,
way early in the morning, and that's when I got my fix.
Yeah.
Eplex, dude, the days, man. Back in the day. Konami was the shit.
The pre-Adult Swim, technically.
It was like the teen.
Yeah, I do remember just like anytime, like after watching, because our dad loves watching movies. Like he used to love watching movies when he got home. But he'd fall asleep, so we'd all just be sitting there. Once the movie's over, we just turn the TV on.
Yeah, crazy stuff. No, we weren't allowed to watch Adult Swim or anything. I don't know if I've talked about it on the podcast before, but like there was a time back when Blockbuster existed, back when all those movie rental stores and everything were up. Like once Tori and I started getting a little older and we wanted to start watching, other movies other than Disney stuff, because we were definitely Disney kids.
Yeah.
It wasn't, my parents aren't Disney adults. Like it wasn't anything like that, but they just knew like there shouldn't be anything crazy going on in Disney movies, so you guys watch the hell out of these. Have your fill. But I mean, there was definitely a time, I remember like in late middle school, early high school, we'd go to Blockbuster or whatever, AMC or whatever the hell to rent movies. And my dad had this crazy thing where like we'd get there, we'd rent the movies, but we'd bring them home. And then he'd wait till we got home with them before he literally looked them up on christianreviews.com. To make sure there's not enough, to make sure there's not a whole bunch of profanity or if, there's any sex scenes or anything like that. Because, I mean, he still does that to this day. Like, we're all grown, and I'm living at the parents' house right now, bless up. Thank God they support me like that. But, we'll be watching shows, and as soon as my dad thinks that there's going to be some sexy stuff in there, that dude fucking fast forwards a good 7 minutes. Like, nope, we ain't watching that. Dog, that's all right, man. We're grown now, but he'd been doing that since we were young, and he's still doing that shit.
She just took a sock off.
It's funny stuff. There were never any real opportunities to talk about anything like that.
Yeah,
there was we never got the birds and the bees talk. There was no opportunity for any of that stuff. My mom might have been wanting to one day, but my dad would shut that shit down. He'd be like, nope, we ain't talking about that. And as soon as you figure that shit out, it's going to be a problem. So we're just never talking about that stuff. So instead, I got fucking caught with some nude magazines. And
yeah, the magazine.
And then he got all pissed off. He was like, I remember one day I came home and he fucking had them out on my bed. I got upstairs, went upstairs. I was like, there's no reason these should be out.
That's heart-dropping.
Yeah, so I was just sitting in my room, just oh God, he's gonna be back home in 10 minutes. Oh God, and he as soon as he got home, he didn't even put shit down, didn't change nothing. He came straight up to my room and he's like, "What the hell are these?" And I was like, "I mean, you see him."
So it was before he left for work.
Yeah,
your room.
Yeah. My parents definitely searched my room all the time. It was pretty stupid. Because I remember there was one time, again, me and my dad didn't get along well, for a majority of my high school. freshman to junior year, but I remember there was one time where he wanted me to journal. He's like, "You've got some emotions, man. I need you to journal. You need to write this stuff down and keep it to yourself." I remember one day I fucking came home and he did the same thing. My journal was out on my bed. I was like, "What the fuck?" And he came home and he's like, "What the hell are you writing in there, man?" And I was like, "Well, I'm not gonna write in this shit no more if you're just checking on me every goddamn day. Like, what the hell, dude?" There was no privacy when it came to that household. But I mean, whatever. But anyways, yeah. He saw the nudie magazines and he was like, "What the hell is this?" And the biggest thing, he was like, "What if your sister saw this, Joshua?" And I'm like, "I don't know." I don't know. That's not good, but like, she don't be going through my room.
How much younger is your sister than you?
She's 3 years younger than me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I always thought you guys were like, I didn't think she was like young, but.
I mean, she ain't.
Yeah.
So it's like 2 years and a couple months. Her birthday's April, so she's 29 now.
Oh, okay.
So it's like it goes between the 2 and 3 years.
Yeah. Wait, did her birthday pass already?
Yep.
Well, happy birthday, Tori.
Yeah, happy birthday, sis. We'll be going to check out some tattoos pretty soon after this. But yeah. But yeah, man, it was I don't know. It was a very strict household, but it wasn't anything crazy. Again, my parents knew what they were doing with me, at least.
Yeah.
When I got to college and I would come back and visit and I'd hear the stuff my sister would get away with, I'm like, "You gotta be fucking."
Yeah.
There's no way.
No, it's okay. No.
Did you ever experience any of that?
Where it was like,
or once you're out, like you hear the stuff that your siblings get away with? Or anything?
Yeah. I mean, no, we were all pretty.
You guys were all pretty much the same
equal.
age. I guess
Yeah.
Amanda was just the oldest one. Right?
Yeah, we're all like, she's 30 something.
Damn.
The high range, but we're all in our 30s. We're all, yeah.
Okay.
So, well, except for, obviously the youngest after me.
Mhm.
That's only 2 of them. But no, yeah. Since like our parents were not home like very much, I would say we were bad kids, but we did a lot of like crazy stuff, like stunts and all that. Which we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
But let's go on to the next one.
Let's move on.
Let's see. Sibling warfare and blame game. Is there anything that you ever like blamed your sister for?
No. Maybe it was
Or-
like,
I guess, is there something that she did, but you took the blame for it and you were like, oh.
I mean, maybe when my half brother and sister were in the household, but that was such a little time that I really can't remember. But like, me and my sister have been tight. Even when there was like a bit where we didn't really get along, like we never snitched on each other ever.
Yeah.
Ever. There was never no snitching. There was never no blaming.
I feel like it's like that when it's only the 2 of you.
Yeah.
I feel like it's how it is with Lola and Skylar.
Yeah. I mean, we'd get into little fights, like the sibling warfare thing. Like we'd get into little fights, and yeah, I remember my dad eventually got to the point where like even if we were just like play like little poking, he'd be like, "Cut that shit out." We're not doing nothing, man. We're just having fun. But like, yeah, we used to get in like little fights and wrestle and shit like that, and he would get mad as hell when we'd do that stuff. But yeah, it wasn't anything crazy. I would always just feel bad because like, I don't know, I'm kind of dumb. So like I would have my sister do stuff, and like a couple times like she'd get hurt, and I would always be like, "Oh my fucking god, like, oh my god, I'm gonna kill my sister one day." Because the 2 times that I really remember is back in California, there was in one of my classes they had like a pet class hamster, and something happened to where they couldn't hold on to him anymore. So like the classes, like everyone in the class was going around like just switching them between each other.
Yeah.
So there were 2 little hamsters. And, we were young. This is when I was like 7. My sister was like 4. But like, I remember we'd be like playing with the hamsters and stuff. But like, there'd be some times where like I would stick just my fingernail, like barely at the cage. Like they'd kind of like nibble on it or whatever the hell. And I was like, haha, that's cute. That feels funny. So I told my sister one time, I was like, put your finger up to the thing and they'll just nibble at you. And she was too young. So she just put her whole finger in there and they bit her and like drew blood. She was crying the whole time about it. And I was like, oh my God, like, I told her to do that shit. I can't believe it. And then there was one time in middle school where we had a trampoline in the backyard, and I was learning how to do front flips.
Yeah.
I never did a back flip, but I remember I was doing front flips, and I tried to show my sister, and I was like, "You try it." And the very first one she did, man, she landed on her neck all hard and started crying, and immediately I was like, "I just killed my sister!" Like, oh my god. She was good. Yeah, immediately. Like I told her, I was like, "Stay right there!" And, like, grabbed my mom. You know, thank God she's okay. I mean, she was young. Young kids get to jump back on stuff pretty easily. But yeah, after that one in middle school, like I was like, I'm never telling her to do anything again.
Yeah,
never. I'm hurting this girl. What about you?
You know, I don't think we really. Since there were so many of us, like anytime it would be like, if there was like food left out or like, you know, cereal bowls or something like that, like whose bowl was this? And like, I don't know, like it's theirs. It's nothing like there was never anything like big or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we didn't have any crazy stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I remember there was one thing. It was a pretty big thing too. I won't share it because I don't think my sister would like me to share. But like, there was a bad health concern, let's say, and it wasn't pregnancy. But like, there was one time when I remember she told me, she's like, "Do not tell mom and dad." Yeah. I was like, "I got you."
Yeah.
You talk to me, but like, we never snitched on each other.
Right.
Ever. Me and my sister, like, again, even though we didn't get along for a little bit, we've always been pretty tight.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You know, kids are like that because like Lola, they went to the park. She fell and like had scrapes all over. And I saw the one on her arm, and I was like, what happened? She's like, I fell at the park yesterday. I'm like,
there ain't no way. Scabbed up and everything.
Yeah. So yeah, I could definitely see. She probably was like, Skylar, don't tell Daddy. You're like, yeah.
What else you got in here?
Early hobbies and sketchy stunts. What hobbies were you into?
I don't know. You go first. Let me think about that.
Literally this. When I was a kid, I would literally take my dad's camera and literally just go record like random stuff. We still have like home videos of like all the home videos that we have are of me recording it. So yeah, I've been doing video stuff for a lot of time. So this has been my hobby for a long time. Yeah. And playing games too. Like I've been gaming since, you know, playing the Nintendo 64. Even when we would go to our grandma's in New York, she had the Sega over there. She had the Atari. Me and Evian would go to our grandma's in the summertime, and Keith and Amanda, they would go to summer camp.
Okay.
So we got the fun part of summer. You know, our grandma going out there, like go out to get the shaved ice and everything. Like everyone on the street, hey, float. Like right. Everyone knew my grandma. She ran the streets. And then stunts. I mean, yeah, I used skateboards though. We would always do crazy stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure we could go.
Yeah, you know, we can go deep on that one.
We'll probably make this like a 2-part.
Yeah, we'll save that one for later.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, back in the day, dude, like I really didn't do too much, man. Gaming a lot. I would say I liked Legos. I would stay in my room forever and just do Legos, build like random ass ships.
We did have a lot of Legos. Like did you have the red, like,
the red box with like the 3 yellow tops flying on?
I think every kid had that, honestly.
That was the setup for sure. We had a lot of that. I mean, there wasn't much that I was doing in my like elementary years, but then yeah, once like middle school came up, I mean, I've always been a band kid, always. 5th grade, I started on cornet, which is just like a slightly larger trumpet, and then middle school trombone, and that's the one I stayed with all the way up until college. But I mean, halfway through like high school, I started picking up the bass and playing that in jazz band and stuff like that. It's always been music and gaming, really. I wasn't good enough to do any skating and stuff like that. I wanted to, but like I wasn't coordinated enough for that. I mean, it wasn't even that. I just never had a skateboard. I never really spent any time on it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. My parents did their best to keep me from hanging out with the emo kids and skater kids. I wanted to be one so bad, but they just would not have it, man. They would not have that.
That's funny.
So,
you were born in California, right?
yeah, born in Cali.
Do you have any memories from California?
No, not really. I mean, I have a couple, but it was a very short time. I think we moved here when I was like 6 years old. So I've been here. I've been here for a majority of my life.
Yeah.
And
So anything that happened in California is like blurry.
it's kind of blurry. There's like a couple good, like solid memories that I have over there. Like I'm over it now, but like I used to be arachnophobic big time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's because we lived in Barstow in California, some little military base, and it was literally just like a little oasis. I remember there was like a hedge line at the back of the house, and if you crawled under the hedge line, it was literally like a 3-foot long dirt path, and it was just a big ass fence with barbed wire and everything like that.
Yeah.
And it was straight desert out there.
Right.
But because of that, though, we did have tarantulas that would migrate through the area, and yeah, I remember there were some neighbors. These 2 girls that I liked to play with a lot back when I was young. There was a night where they'd left like a whole bunch of their toys at our house. So it was like 8 o'clock, and I was like, Mom, Dad, like the girls left their toys. I'm just going to go give them back to them. And they're like, okay, cool. Because it was literally the next door house.
Oh, okay.
So I just had to walk out the front door and just walk across the yard and knock on their door.
Right.
So I got all the toys, and I went to go outside, and I opened the door, was about to step off the front porch. There was a big old tarantula there. And I was like, I literally did the whole freeze, like foot in the air. I was like, oh. Oh God. And I ran back inside. I was like, Dad, there's a big ass spider outside. Dad, there's a huge spider. I need your help. And he was like, you just go around and it doesn't matter. And I was like, no, you don't understand. There's a big spider. There's a big spider. And he's like, I really don't care. I said, go get my mom. I was like, Mom, there's a huge spider. I can't go outside right now. And she's like, okay, let's go check it out. So she eventually roped my dad in to come outside. And yeah, he came outside and the tarantula was still there. And he goes, oh, I'm sorry, Josh. Yeah, that's a big spider. Got the broom and just like shoot it away. Like for a long time there, I was terrified of spiders.
Yeah, I hate spiders.
I'm good now. I mean, depending. They got to be pretty big for me to be like, ah!
Well, if it's a spider, if it's like a regular like house spider, I'm like, all right. But if it's like one of those spiders that's got like the big anthrax or what is it? It's anthrax, right?
Abdomen. Anthrax is a terrible, terrible drug. Is it a drug? It's a chemical. That's what they used to fucking kill people in a couple of world wars.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, no real sketchy stunts or anything like that. Again, it's a good thing that everyone was like strict back when I was young, because like I did have a couple of friends that were like bad influences, and like I've said it before on the podcast, like I would make a great henchman in like the Italian mafia. I am a crony. Like if a guy speaks good enough, like I'll sure, boss. Like yeah, I'll go do that. Like I was pretty gullible back in the day.
That's
I would
funny.
do anything. So I mean, there wasn't any real crazy stunts that we did. There wasn't anything that I really got involved in. But again, it's because my parents didn't let me hang out that often. So whatever.
Q&A's. Let's see. The wrap up. So we're gonna wrap up here in a couple minutes here. We got doing this. Yeah. So I guess childhood was pretty. I mean, I got time to talk about the stunts. I'm talking about the stunts. Oh man.
Get some stunts real quick.
So we had some crazy friends. I mean, not really my friends, but growing up like with older siblings, I had my own friends, but I was trying to like be with the older kids.
Yeah.
So, they had like paintball guns and stuff like that. We'd always do that stuff. We'd be so we had like these like boxing gloves this one time. And we were like throwing it at each other as we were like going around on the bike. And this one time, Junior Keith, it got stuck in the front tire, and he goes flying. Oh man. water wars. We would have the biggest water fight, just water in general.
Mhm.
There would be water in the house. The whole neighborhood would be involved in doing this, and it just I remember one time I grabbed the hose and I was like like spraying somebody, and it was too short, and I literally did the it literally took me back.
Hell yeah. Running full speed.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I was like, I thought this only happened in cartoons, but it actually happens.
Dang.
Oh man, there's so many other stunts I could talk about, but yeah, let's save that for another time.
Save it for another time. No, it wasn't really a stunt or nothing like that, but I remember there was a point where it was an old house that we lived over here in Springs back whenever I would say it was about like freshman year in high school, but we used to play with all the kids in the cul-de-sac, me, my sister, and like a whole bunch of kids in the cul-de-sac when we first moved in there. And there was this one kid, Logan, one of our neighbors, who had a heavy crush on my sister. Oh, heavy crush. I do remember one summer that we were all playing out in the cul-de-sac, and like everyone was like riding bikes or like rollerblades or just doing whatever the hell. And I remember we were doing tag for some reason on bikes and roller skates and stuff like that. So it's not like we could really do anything. But like I remember there was this one time where like, yeah, we were chilling in Logan in his parents' like driveway when we were about to start the tag thing. I was on rollerblades, this dude Logan was on a bike, and I just remember he tagged me and he jumps on his bike real quick. He's like, "You'll never catch me." And he like tried to ride by me, and like something possessed me. But like as he rode by me on his bike, I just grabbed his arm. Like I full grabbed him and I did not let go. Like I literally like yanked him off of the bike. And he got back and was like, "What'd you do that for, man?" And like he wanted to fight, and I was like, "You said I couldn't catch you." And I did.
Caught you.
And I did. And I was like, "You're it." And I just rode off. Like I was so mad about it. And like he told his parents, they talked to my parents, they talked to me, but I was just like, "What?" Like I was like, "Don't tell me I can't catch you, bro, because I'm gonna get you." There was that instance, and there was one other instance where we had with there was like a really weird Christian family that like moved in later. And they had like 7 kids. It was a weird. They were a weird family, but I remember I had a little. Because yeah, they were all homeschooled, all of them, and so social skills were a little lacking. And again, I'm kind of dumb, so I just say things sometimes. But I remember there was one time where like we were talking about stuff, and they were like, "Well, that's not in the Bible, so that can't be real." And I literally told one of the kids, I was like, "Oh, so you can't think for yourself? You're just a drone. You're just." And they told their parents. They came and talked to my parents, and ever since then, like none of the kids would hang out with me and my sister anymore. Jeez. They would see me come in, like they would all be playing out in the cul-de-sac. But when I'd drive up from high school and I'd get out the car, everyone would go inside, and I'm like, "Whoops." My bad. You guys can, I tried to tell Tori to go outside and play with him too, but like anytime that I'd come out, all the Christian, they would all go right inside. Their mom told them, like, "Don't talk to that kid anymore. He's the devil."
He's the devil.
I did mess that up a little bit, but I mean, at the same time, like, you got to be able to roll with the punches, man. Come on now, don't be scared.
That boy right there. Oh man, that's crazy, actually.
Yeah, there's a couple other stories, but we gotta wrap it up. So we'll save it for a part 2.
Yeah, I was a little late.
Yeah.
The setup I wanted to do, I was going to use Streamlabs, but I didn't realize that the Streamlabs was on my hard drive. My home, when I get home, I just plug everything in.
Yeah,
it's on that hard drive. I was like, dang it.
We'll get it though.
I literally had like the setup, everything, like the whole. I had the deck set up and everything, and I was like, But luckily we can use Riverside. Check out Riverside. Riverside FM. This is what we use for streaming, gaming,
all of that stuff,
all that good stuff.
Let me get a sponsor.
Go check it out.
Help me out.
Oh, they listen. They know. But anyway, yeah, we'll see you guys next time. This is Random Stuff with Donovan and Lindsay. No episode name or episode number. We're just going. We're just going as it goes now.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for being loyal, helping us out here. I mean, it don't even really help us out, but I mean, thanks for listening. Yeah. Hey, it don't matter.
I don't know who's bought merch yet. I haven't looked at my Shopify.
But it's up there. Check it out.
I did see one like earlier.
Link in the description.
Yeah, link in the description. Check out Random Stuff with Donovan and Lindsay on Instagram. YouTube, Spotify. Go check out Josh's Instagram, I guess.
We'll have the Twitch running soon. But all right, guys, we'll catch you later on part 2 of this, the childhood memories and everything like that. Catch y'all later. All right.
Yeah, this
is a nice little